Hello, this video will help you use Excel to find the mean, median, mode, and mid-range for some given sample data. So here's a typical problem that you might see in Math Lab, where the first thing they want us to do is to calculate the mean of this data. So you could get your calculators out and your pencils and your paper and calculate this by hand. But instead, we're going to use Excel, which is a very powerful tool, especially here in the stats class. So in order to find the mean, the first thing you have to do is see this little icon next to your data. You want to click on that. And then you want to select this option that says Copy Table to Clipboard. So I select that, and it says it's been copied, and it can be pasted into Excel. That's good. That's what we want to do. So I click OK. I come over to my Excel spreadsheet that I have already opened. It's just blank right now, and I select the first cell, and then I usually, you can do a paste by using this option, but I'm old school. I hit Control V for paste. Right? So look at that. I got my data. It's now in my Excel spreadsheet. So the first thing we want to do is find the mean. So what I usually do, well, we could do this. We could type the word mean maybe. And then on the cell next to that, I'm going to find the mean for this data. So what I can do is to find the mean is I click on this FX button. When you put your mouse over it, it says Insert Function. You click on that. And what you want to do is make sure in this Select the Category drop down, you want to make sure you're in Statistical. Okay. Now, what's another word for mean? Average is another word for mean, correct? That's what they use here in Excel. We want to find the average. So I click average and I say OK. Now, I have to tell Excel what numbers we want to find the averages of. And the easy way to do it is just to highlight those numbers, like I did there. And see what shows up here? It says A1 colon A10. That means we want to take the data that goes from A1 down to cell A10. That's what we want to find the average of. And hey, look it, here it is, 54.6. So I hit enter, and so I put it next to this. I had clicked on the cell next to the mean. It's going to show the average, the mean right there. So it's 54.6. So why don't we see if that's correct? We come back over to my Math Lab. We type in 54.6. We check, cross your fingers, check answer, good job, yay. Okay. The next part wants the median. The median, think of like when you're driving down a road. The median, maybe like on the turnpike, in between the two lanes of the turnpike. That grassy thing in the middle is called the median, separates the two different directions, right down the middle of the road. That's what the median is. It's a data value that's right in the middle of the data. So how do we find that? Well, I think I'll come over to Excel first, and I'll type median in. And I'm going to put the median here. So how do we find the median? It's not too difficult, guys. You click on that FX again. Make sure you're in Statistical. This time, you look for a function called, what do you think? Median, right? Oh, here it is, median. You click on median, you say OK. It says, what is the numbers you're dealing with? Highlight the numbers that you want to find the median of. It puts in A1 through A10 for you. Whoa, there's the median right there, 54.5. Click OK. Let's type it over here, make sure we got it right. 54.5. Check your answer. Yay, nice work. Next thing is mode. How do we find the mode? What is the mode? The mode is the data value that has occurred the most in the data. Well, let's see. I'll write down mode. Let's see if we can figure out what it is. We could click on that cell next to mode. Go to FX. Is there a mode function? Let's see. Yeah, there is a mode function. So I can click on mode, and it says returns the most frequently occurring value. Yep. You click OK. What's the values you want to find the mode for? I'm going to highlight them. And oh, let's see. We didn't get anything there. It still says mode A1 through A10. If we click OK, we get this non-applicable. How come? If we look at the data, maybe what you want to do is sort the data. The way you sort it, you can highlight it. By sorting it, I mean putting it in order from like lowest to smallest to largest. And I did that. See, I just sorted it, and I looked. There's a 34, a 36, a 38, a 46. There's nothing repeated. So if there's nothing repeated, that means there is no number occurring most often, so there is no mode. So I would click on is no mode on my math lab, and I check the answer. Thank goodness it's correct. The next thing they want is mid-range. And what is the mid-range? The mid-range is you take the max value plus the min value and divide it by 2. That's what you do. So, sorry guys, there is no pre-canned function for mid-range. So we can calculate it using Excel. Instead of taking our calculators out, we might as well use Excel. So in order to do a little equation in Excel, the first thing you do is click on the cell where you want the mid-range to show up in. Then I type in the equal sign in. So what did I say it was? It was the biggest guy, which is 81 in this case. So I click on the 81. Don't type 81. Click on the 81. So it says, oh, what's in cell A10? That's 81. And I add to that what's in cell A1, the 34. Notice I have parentheses around A10 plus A1, because remember your order of operations, we want the two guys on top, add them up, and then divide it by 2. So I had to put that parentheses in, because the order of operations would have messed us up if we didn't put the parentheses in. So I hit enter, and I get 57.5. So we come over here, we cross our fingers, and we type 57.5 in. We check the answer. Yay, we got it right. Okay, now what are they asking us? What is the estimated number of words in the dictionary? How do we find that? Well, I think what we have to do is take the mean, which we figured out to be 54.6. So let's see. I'll come down here and say estimated, oops, I want to do it here. Come on. Estimated words. Oops. Okay, so we'll put them here. Come on, Excel. Jeez. I'm going to have to cut this out. Okay, estimated words. Alright, so how do we find that? That's equal to the mean, which is the 54.6, so I'll just click on that, times, what do you think, you guys? The number of pages, because this is the mean number of words per page, so to find the total number of words, you take the mean and multiply it by the number of pages, which they gave us to be 1489. I hit enter, and I get 81,299.4. They said round it to the nearest whole number, so I think that's 81,299. Cross your fingers, click check the answer, yay. Are we done yet? No, one more question. Is the estimate likely to be an accurate estimate of the number of words in the English language? Number of words in the English language? I don't think so, because, let's see, no, because the mean is based on a small sample size that has large variations amongst its values. It kind of does. We're only looking at a few pages of the dictionary. So I would say it's option A. So I'm going to try that, click the answer, yay, we got it right. And I think that concludes our review of using Excel to find the mean, median, mode, and mid-range. Hope it helped.